Industry structure represents every industry, divided by competition on the horizontal axis going from low to high, performance on the vertical axis going from low to high. All the owners want to be where there's high perceived competition because they think it drives the price down. So we have basically two different quadrants, price-based and best value or value-based. And the only difference between the two is in one, the price-based, the buyer and the vendor, the wrong party's doing the talking. That's it. Which means it's buyer-controlled. When it's buyer-controlled and the buyer is trying to tell the vendor what to do, it leads to low performance, reactive behavior, inefficient practices. The other option is best value, where the vendor, who is the expert, controls the process. Therefore, it's very simplistic. If the owner controls, the buyer controls, it's always going to lead to poor performance, low value, inefficient practices, win-lose, use of control, use of relationships, use of one person trying to tell the other person what to do, very high risk. Owner control versus vendor control. So I tell every vendor I talk to, if you're not controlling the process and the owner or buyer is controlling it, your professionalism is going to go which way? Your skill level is going to go which way? Your ability to be proactive and plan and control your own situation is going to go what? You're going to have to get the owner out of there. We now have a way for a vendor to take control of the project from almost anybody who's halfway reasonable. And that's the best value process. We're trying to move from this environment to that environment. Now, when somebody's telling other people what to do, they express it in terms of minimums. And because when somebody's telling somebody else to do they believe more in the vendor's talents and skills and professionalisms? No. Therefore, people who tell other people what to do, they're always counting pennies. To them, it's price. Why? Because you, the vendor, have no talent whatsoever. I'm telling you what to do, and I can get any vendor to do it. Therefore, the best value for me is the vendor with the what? Lowest price. And therefore, they go out, buy the lowest price. All the vendors know that. So when they communicate in terms of minimum, even though they want something up here, everybody turns it into a cap and drives it the other way. And this is the situation of almost all industries. What keeps this going? It's because we have blind people who can't figure it out. They keep this going. Adversarial by structure, by nature. It's a very bad idea. Therefore, on this side here, we should hire contractor number one with the highest performance and the lowest risk. What we tell them on this side, which is a price-based idea, we tell contractor number one, reduce your price. A smart contractor realizes when risk goes up, price goes what? So when a smart contractor hears that your price should go down, they assume that the risk is also what? Wait a minute. A smart contractor is told to reduce their price. They assume that their risk is what? Going down. Risk goes up, price goes what? Look at the relationship between the thumbs. Okay, price goes down, risk goes what? Does that make sense? So therefore, you look at this chart. It says that when the contractor drives their price down, that the risk is actually going what? Up. Where does the risk go? It goes back to the owner. So the owner actually created a system where they brought all the risk back to themselves.